This week's a little bit sad, but also a little bit happy. So we've left Pichichi and our lovely daughter who's off to study. And for us, it's out and up towards the mountains. So into the inland part of Montenegro, a little town called Zabljak. So we went up the hill, very, very briefly through Podgorica, and then on a 3-hour bus, which was like a mini Tour de France with some of the little switchbacks, but you didn't get sick, so
nope.
That was good, no car sickness. And we arrived sort of 10 in the morning, we jumped on that bus, got there about 1 o'clock. Right in the middle of town is where the bus stop is, so that was the perfect location. And it was small, probably smaller than we initially thought, but this was a good thing. So we used Google Maps, which took us a bit of a
very strange
scenic route
through people's gardens.
Yeah, but actually our accommodation, our lovely little ski hut sort of style house, which was only 5 minutes walk at the most from the bus station in the middle of town.
In a straight line.
If we'd gone in the straight line, yeah, that's right.
Google Maps didn't take us in a straight line.
But yeah, we went round there and through a little herd of cows, friendly cows. Then we arrived, found the owner of the accommodation, head upstairs into a lovely, lovely little house, ready for something to eat on the balcony.
This is our apartment in Zabljak with the little kitchen. Out here we've got balcony. So cute. Lovely space balcony. And then here is our bedroom. And then up here, I haven't seen yet, is another bedroom in case we more people with us. Little loft room with, 3 beds. Shower, toilet, and hot water. Oh, we've even got shampoo and conditioner. Here we are in Zabljak. Just arrived on the bus. It was like a 5-minute walk from the bus station.
Past the cows?
Past the cows, but they weren't too scary. They didn't come for me.
The lady was a shepherd with her crook.
Yeah. And now we've got our sandwiches that we made earlier for lunch.
They look very professional.
They look at that. Lunch, look, juice and professional sandwiches.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Quite breezy though, I think there's thunder and lightning.
Yeah, that's okay. We're up in the mountains, it's fresh, it's different. Lovely. It's like a little Alpine guest house.
And 5 minutes after we got in the door and Jill did that tour, it rained like this. We were about to go out shopping in it. Glad we didn't do it.
So Zabljak was a cute little town that we really kind of fell in love with. It just had everything. It was a short, like we said, 5 minutes walk to the bus stop. Another couple of minutes you're in the centre of town. There was a supermarket right next to our accommodation, another one in the centre of town. There was cafes, little tourist information with a helpful lady, and free Wi-Fi in the town centre. So everything we could need, small town but with everything we wanted. And then just about 15 minutes walk out of town, we got to a black lake and lots more walking tracks. So it was a nice easy walk there, walking into the Durmitor National Park. And
we went past that cute little jar stall.
Yes, selling different kinds of wines and jams and things. Not really sure what.
It's pretty
interesting
cool
stuff. And then the lake, so you pay a fee to get into the Durmitor National Park, which was €5 or €10 maybe. Or you could get a pass if you were staying for longer.
It was for the year, wasn't it?
We were on, but it was worth it, I think, if you were there for more than a few days. We were only there for a couple of days, so it wasn't worth it. So we paid that, went down and walked to the lake, which was just stunning. Like the colours of the water, amazing.
When the sun came out, it was almost like a rainbow, bits of it.
And mountains around the lake, and a trail all around the lake and other trails that go off from that. So plenty of places to walk, plenty of places to sit and grassy spots and chairs and benches around the lake. So a lovely walk around the lake, and then bumped into came around a corner and bumped into a couple who we actually follow them on YouTube, Brian and Cece, and Strava. So the World Hiker, we'll put the link in the description of this video, makes great videos. So it was so nice to meet them, and we stood for ages talking to them. Nice to meet other people who are doing what we're doing and understand that it's not a holiday, that it's long term, and it is just a bit different to a holiday. So it was just nice to meet like-minded people. And we stood and talked for ages and ages with them, which was just fabulous, and had dinner with them the next day. And Euan and Brian went off for a longer hike/run up in the mountains too.
So the biggest hit for me in Zabljak was the day out I had with Brian. Early morning, I got a nice pickup, so we didn't have a car, so it was great to go probably only 10-15 minutes away, really, not much more than that, in the car, right out into the mountainous area. We went round a lovely loop that kind of skirted where the largest mountain in Montenegro is. The views were stunning. A serious uphill to begin with. That was kind of took your breath away sort of hiking, and then at the top the clouds sort of parted. We were at snow level, which was quite impressive, coming half an hour up a hill. The rocks were stunning. The formations of the rocks, I've never seen anything like it. It was kind of like it was like ice cream. It was like the slabs of ice cream on top of each other with little sauce drizzling between each one. There were wild deer, there were meadows, there were lakes down below us. Absolutely stunning. Totally different as well, because the rocks were sort of white. They were clean, the sun would glisten off them, and very different. It didn't feel alpine, it didn't feel sort of meadowy. Just a beautiful, different kind of area. There was some scrambles uphill. We had a chance to fly the drone a bit. I don't think we have footage of that, but if you watch the World Hiker channel, there's a chance that you'll see it from there. And there, then completed a loop. Got back home for a late lunch. The cows in the car park were a bit of fun. One of them was trying to open somebody's petrol tank, and as we were leaving, the cows just kind of drifted past. Literally, you could touch them, and they were just about as big as the car. They were certainly good cows. But absolutely amazing day out. Definitely one of the highlights of Montenegro for us, and Montenegro's definitely somewhere I think we'd come back to.
Definitely. When my knee's better and I can enjoy the runs too.
Yes, we need to go back for revenge tourism in Montenegro, where we can explore more and just get out in nature there.
After 6 months of...
Is a bumblebee. Sorry.
After 6 months of travel there, we have been reflecting a lot on what we've been doing and what we're going to do moving ahead. So being in Zabljak really made us think about the location. And
how location is really important to what we're doing.
And what kind of location is the sweet spot for us of what we're looking for. So Zabljak really kind of hit the spot there. So we were reflecting on why it was so good, and now we know what we're looking for going ahead. So we have got our ideal location defined now, so that we know what we're looking for, particularly in Europe for the next year or so that we're planning.
As we define our perfect spot for a month-long stay, we need to know the things that we can replicate. So I reckon there's probably maybe four key things. One of those is location. The location that we want to be in is somewhere, it's kind of a Goldilocks spot. Not too big, not too small. We want somewhere that has mountains or hills, even trails. We also want somewhere that has a body of water. Now, a body of water could be a river, could be a swimming pool even, could be a lake, or it could be the ocean.
And because we want to travel to places that are warm. So that's something that
So we'll actually be able to use the water and get up into those hills, not just have them covered by rain clouds the whole year, or the water be so cold that you can barely get your toes in. Like New Zealand on that park run. That was chilly but lovely.
But we did get our toes in, so.
I would give the name for the next criteria as accessibility. We also want to be able to access all of this by foot. So we're not planning on cars or taxis. We're being selfish, we're being greedy, we want it all, and we want to be able to get onto those trails or get into that water literally from where we're staying.
I think we're happy to take buses and trains and an Uber now and again to get to particular places, but generally day to day we just want to be able to go straight from where we're staying.
So in that sense, accessibility is key.
Accommodation is another factor that we have to consider for our ideal location. We mentioned this in our 6-month video last week, that we want to have a kitchen to be able to cook our own meals, but also to have a fridge if we're somewhere like Thailand that we'll mostly be eating out, but to have the option of getting things for breakfast and cold drinks and things. So a kitchen is important. Space to sit inside and outside, so a balcony with chairs and maybe a sofa inside, and space that I can do my stretching and my yoga. And a washing machine is very useful as well. So the accommodation kind of has to check all those boxes to be perfect. And food is the other thing. As I mentioned, having a kitchen. To be able to cook in that kitchen, we need to be able to buy food. So having a supermarket, a decent supermarket nearby where we can buy food. Or again, like if we're in Vietnam, Thailand, where we might be eating out, having local restaurants and cafes that we can eat out in if that's our options. So the accommodation and food are very important factors. So it's all about having a nice place to stay in. We can access everything on foot, including the trails and somewhere to cool off. And yeah, that would be perfect.
Yeah. We haven't completely cracked it yet, but in these 6 months, I think there's a few places that we would be happy with as somewhere that we could stay for a month. Now, we haven't actually stayed in any of these for a month, but we've actually worked out what we want. So that's, I think it is step one. So Zabljak is a place like that. We need to be there at the right time of year, but we can walk to the supermarket. It's only 15 minutes from the lake. There's lots of running in that area, and also just a short distance out of town up into the bigger mountains. Perfect for us. And in Zabljak, the accommodation is almost perfect. We love it. That terrace or balcony is amazing. We didn't have a washing machine here, but with a few little tweaks, this is somewhere that we could stay for a month. Yeah. There are a couple of other places too.
I would say Mlini in Croatia, where we stayed for just 1 week. That was, we had a massive terrace, which was just perfect for spending time sitting out, doing my stretches, all of that.
That's when we learnt the difference between a balcony and a terrace.
Yes. Terrace is definitely the one I'm going to be ticking the box for when I do my searches now. A little bit bigger and space for me to do my exercises outside. And we could see the mountain that you were running up and I was walking up, and that in the future we'd both be running up when my knees are back to full strength.
And if you can get into another country when you do the run out the back of your house, that's definitely an added bonus.
So yeah, we could see the sea. So 5-10 minutes walk down to the sea, beautiful beaches to walk along, and mountains, and nice accommodation and supermarkets nearby. So Mlini in Croatia, that would be somewhere we could go back to and stay for a month. And somewhere like Havelock North.
Back in New Zealand.
In New Zealand. That's where I lived for a year when I was 18, and we went back there. But yeah, we stayed on a beautiful campsite, which had everything, had a swimming pool, beautiful kitchen, everything we needed there. And we could walk to town, to the supermarkets, and we could walk up to Mata Peak, lots of trails around there, and not too far out to the beach either.
They had wineries as well.
Yes, and bikes that you could cycle.
Maybe an e-bike. How about that?
Yeah, so there are 3 places that in all these, now we're considering all of that. They're the three standout places that we've been in the last 6 months that we think we could go back to for a month-long stay. So that's what we've got in our head for booking ahead for the next year or so. We're going to be in Europe. So we're looking at finding places that tick all of those boxes for our ideal location stays for a month in each.
I'm sure we won't get them all every time, but if we've got a goal, if we know what we want, we can certainly get a lot closer. So yeah, big success.
Yeah, and if anyone has any suggestions based on this stringent criteria that we have for places to stay, feel free to drop us a comment or send us a message, because we're very open to suggestions and would love any ideas of where to look, because the plans are not yet made. So help would be greatly appreciated.
Thank you. See you.